I'm Nick Spicer. Welcome to the program. Russia says a total of 1,700 Ukrainian fighters have now surrendered at the Azovstal steel plant in Mariupol. If confirmed, that would be 700 more since Wednesday. Moscow says most have been taken to a prison colony in Russian-controlled territory, while the injured are in hospital. These images come from Russia's defense ministry. The International Red Cross says it has registered hundreds of prisoners of war from the steel plant, including wounded fighters. Kyiv hopes to get the soldiers back in a prisoner swap, while Moscow has threatened to put some on trial for war crimes. Our correspondent Matthias Büllinger is in Kyiv. Matthias, what more can you tell us about the hundreds of Ukrainian soldiers at the Azovstal steelworks who we hear are surrendering today?
We've heard that the Red Cross has registered them as prisoners of war, so there is a record on who is now in the hands of the Russians. But of course, it is not clear what is going to happen. And we understand that there has been an agreement between Ukraine and Russia on an exchange of these fighters from the steelworks for Russian prisoners of war here in Ukraine. But it's very unclear whether this is going to happen. You've just mentioned the news. There are many people in Russia, inside the Russian elite or inside the Russian government, demanding that they will be somehow punished, that they will be declared terrorists and so on. So Russia has now something in their hands that they can negotiate a very heavy negotiating power, because Ukraine has said that they want to see them back alive. Zelensky has said he's trying to save every life of a Ukrainian soldier that he can save, and that's an important thing, because this is one of the things that the narratives of the Ukrainians in this war, that they don't treat their soldiers as cruelly as the Russians. It's something they've been telling the people, they've been showing the people how cruel Russians are treating their own soldiers. So it's important for Ukraine to get them back, and that gives Russia a lot of leverage.
Of course. You're in Kyiv now, just to shift to your locale. What's the situation on the ground there?
Kharkiv is still being shelled, but it's now being shelled like other cities with rockets, etc. The artillery is mostly out of range from the city. So this constant bombardment of some parts of the city. We've been to one part today, the northern, at the very edge of the city, where fighting was very close, and there is virtually it's a high rise. It's a settlement with a lot of high-rise buildings, and virtually none of them is undamaged. Many of them are burned out. It's hundreds or thousands of apartments destroyed. Here in the city, it's a bit calmer. Life is slowly returning, but really slowly. We've also been in a shelter today. We've asked people in a metro station, and they have said they are still afraid to go out, and they actually want to stay in the metro station, although the city wants to get the metro running again, to get back to a more normal functioning of the city. So, but they say no, they don't want to get out. They're afraid of going back outside. Many of their houses have been destroyed. So many people are still psychologically suffering from the past. They are still wary about what the situation is now.
As we can imagine, of course. Matthias Büllinger reporting for us from Kyiv.